Hello YouTube! Flashlight Enthusiast here. Well, can you see this one? Yeah, it's the Fireflies E07X. One of 400 pieces made until July 2021, and I'm the lucky one to have one on me and test it and give you guys my feedback and opinion. So guys, if you're not new to my channel, you probably guessed that I have some close sentiment for a Fireflies flashlight, and when I knew that they were releasing the update of the E07 with their new design driver by Lumen, I couldn't not give it a try. So guys, without further ado, let's give you the glance the package. This time without this prototype picture and all the specs listed here as in the case of E12R, but just the plain box in this navy blue or something like that. No markings whatsoever, as you can see, just the Fireflies and the version. I've got the black color and XPIL high 5000K emitters in there. So inside we've got the standard Fireflies package, just like the E12R. So we've got the operation guide, we've got the 18650 adapter and some accessories. Alright, so we've got the 3 spare O-rings. This higher quality, they say, the red ones. We've got a quality lanyard with some metal attachment. Now we've got the grease you can use for your threads, but I would strongly recommend using different one, and I'll show you just in a moment why. And we also got a spacer here if you like to use the protected longer 21700 cells that won't fit because of the double spring. Then you can actually remove the spring from the tail cup and use this spacer for your longer 21700 cells or 21700 cells, as they tell you here. Alright, so the manual is obviously in English. I recommend reading this one first because it does run on Anduril too, so you might get some time analyzing and memorizing all the settings. Alternatively, you can watch my tutorial right in the top hand corner. You've got the link. But if you prefer the written version, then definitely this guide will give you everything you need to start with the flashlight. Alright, and now the Fireflies E07X. I've tested this one probably for more than 2 weeks now, so I have a pretty good view of what it takes, what it offers. Yeah, definitely improved quality of E07 original. I've got it here. So as you can see, size-wise, it is a little bit larger, a little bit more massive on the head, and also the knurling is different. A little bit wider. Different optics used, different button, different clip and magnet on the tail cap on the newer version. The knurling is also different than the E12R from Fireflies. As you can see, it is less aggressive. I get the impression it is more polished. This in comparison is more raw and unfinished, I might say. It is as rough to your fingers, more grippy definitely, but this one is like smoother finished, even though the design might be similar. So if you like to access the battery, you unscrew this from the head side, because here we've got anodized threads, and that is why I wouldn't recommend using the grease provided with this product, but rather use something else. As you can see, the threads are just like E12R, so triangular and very thin. This is something I would improve in the future product. I would do this square and a little bit wider threads so that they last longer than those. Here we've got the driver, Firefly light on the driver, but Fireflies on the logo still, so I like this one. As you can see, this is produced by Lume1, which is a top quality driver. The spring is very thick and sturdy to ensure that the good flow of current is provided. I use the Samsung 40T for this test. I wouldn't recommend going with the Samsung 50 because I observed some weird operation with this one battery. Any other battery works fine, but Samsung 50E, it causes some flickering at the top ramp, but I will strongly recommend using the this or similar battery with at least 30 amps of discharge rate. So yeah, as you may spot, we've got a magnet here that holds the cell. The O-ring is good. In some cases you might discover that the O-ring is marginally too large and it will get in contact with the body, and you will have some troubles unscrewing or screwing down the tube without actually pinching the O-ring, and this is the case of the factory grease. I changed this one original for the Armitex Niogel I used, and since then I have no problems whatsoever. The friction is also lower, so I definitely recommend using different grease, but apart from that, it's perfectly fine. We've got a similar button as the E12R, so nice clicky one but silent, and we've got different optics. Original one on the old E07 is 25 degrees optics. On the newer one we've got 15 degrees or 10 degrees, I believe. So yeah, the throw is drastically improved. As you can see, we also got the anti-reflective coating here, and obviously the auxiliary LEDs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this pyramid or triangle pattern. It looks really nice. I'm not sure whether this one optics is interchangeable with the old one. Theoretically it is, because look at the legs pattern. We've got 2 here and 2 here, the same goes here, but I believe the height of those optics are different because I tried to incorporate the older one in the E07 X and it didn't fit. Maybe it's just my example, but you can guys tell me in the comment section below whether you've got the same results. Stainless steel bezel, very well made. Obviously you can unscrew this one and check the auxiliary LEDs. You can see right now on the screen the picture of this one. And we also got the USB-C charging port, nicely hidden by this rubber cover that sits quite tightly, I believe. Wow, and that's good. That's good because any water won't protrude there and won't intrude there, and your port is perfectly safe. Alright, so the charging rate is 1.99 amps, so very close to advertised 2 amps, true 2 amps charging, and it took around 2 hours and 26 minutes to fully charge the Samsung 40T battery, so definitely fast. I wish some other manufacturers incorporated such fast charging in their battery circuits, but well, maybe in the future after watching all those videos. Alright. The magnet is strong, as you can see. You can actually hold the flashlight horizontally, so definitely well made. Not talking about vertically because this is obvious, but even horizontally the flashlight will hold to the ferrous surface. Let's go through the basic user interface because, as I mentioned, it runs Anduril 2, so whole lot of functions, but basic operations: 1 click for on, 1 click for off. Hold the side switch to enter the lowest mode, and then some of you may see some flickering, but it is almost unnoticeable even if you try to see it, so something improved there. From on, hold the side switch to increase and then hold again to decrease the brightness, and then from any state you double click for top ramp, And then if you're in a top ramp, you actually only then double click again to access the turbo mode, or alternatively you can go from off position to turbo by clicking and holding 1, 2, and then you, as long as you hold the side switch, you've got a turbo mode. Or alternatively, from on, you double click and hold to go to the turbo mode straight, but only momentary. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, and then as long as you hold, you've got your turbo output, and then you return to the previous brightness. So that is your basic operation. If you don't want any other operation, then I guess you're just fine. If you'd like to set the flashlight for yourself and play with different modes, then I highly encourage you to see my Anduril 2 tutorial. Alright guys, the beam pattern has definitely changed. As you can see right on the screen, we've got a short comparison, E07 on the left and E07 X Pro on the right. I don't know if it is well visible here, but as you may look right now here, on the older one we've got a nice big hot spot and then smooth transition to the spot and then nothing. It was almost like a very smooth but orange peel reflector. So we've got the spot area and the spill area, and then the light ended. Alright, even if you go like this one, you can clearly see the line here, 1 and the 2. Alright, so we've got the fixed angle. But on the newer design, we have almost all the light in the center spot. Then we've got a little bit of spill, but then we also have this very little light on the sides. So you've got the feeling that the flashlight actually, as you can see here, shines in 180 degrees. So that's definitely a well-made flashlight. More throwy than the original one, but it also appears a little bit more practical in terms that it also shines more at the sides. Clip sits tightly, but it's quite flexible, so no problem with attaching to either belt or your backpack. So definitely wow. The last thing I'd like to talk to you guys is about thermal regulation, sustainable output. Fireflies made a huge and well done homework from this original E07 that could last in XPL high emitters around 15 to 20 seconds max on the turbo mode, and then you could only hold the flashlight in this section probably because the head was too hot to handle. On this bad boy here, we've got much more massive head. That has to be said, that this flashlight is heavier than the original one. But on the other hand, we've got the huge improvement in thermal regulation. So because of the thermal mass here, the design was even improved. And looking at the chart here, as you can see, we've got the XPL high 5000K turbo mode output in time. So yeah, as you can see in top right corner, the first 5 minutes of runtime, this flashlight was able to sustain the turbo mode for 1 minute and 12 seconds, achieving body temperature of around 54 degrees Celsius. Alright, I obviously set this one for 60 degrees Celsius, but I could set it to 70, which is the maximum level of Anduril 2, and it will hold the turbo output probably for around 1 minute and 20 seconds. So it's 80 seconds versus 15 seconds for the earlier version E07. Alright, so yeah, the improvement is extremely well done. And not only that, as you can see, the rest of the runtime is excellent example of the bug driver implemented by Lumen here. It was able to sustain around 1300 lumens, giving the size of this flashlight and room temperature, and that the test was done uncooled, absolutely no wind, no water cooling whatsoever, just plain air not moving. Wow, I'm really speechless, guys. This is amazing result, giving the size of this flashlight, the thermal capabilities are amazing, just amazing. I suspect that with proper cooling this flashlight could easily sustain around 2000 lumens, because this is the ceiling level, similarly to E12R. We've got 149th lumen as 149th level of Anduril as the top ramp, and 150th level for turbo runtime, so no space between them. But it's okay. As you can see, that this flashlight works extremely well. Comparing the top ramp here, as you can see, a little bit more fluctuations, but these are because of the scale. So here, after 6 minutes and 20 seconds, the body only achieved 54 degrees, so around 2700 lumens for over 6 minutes, and then a step down to around 1300 lumens, so a little bit higher than in case of turbo mode because of the thermal regulation, but still the result is impressive. In the end, I would like to show you the comparison between the E07 X Pro and the E12R, which I believe has similar drivers, but obviously this E07 X Pro runs on the XPL High 5000K 70 CRI, which is much more efficient than the Samsung LH351D 4000K 90 CRI. But still, as you can see, thermal wise, the E07 was still improved over the E12R, in my opinion. And as you can see on the top right corner, first 3 minutes of runtime, the turbo lasted almost 2 times longer. So E12R stepped sooner with lower temperature than E07X, which also proves the thermal efficiency of the latter. So guys, summing up, let's go to the forest and show you the Beamshots. E07 XPL High 4000K Turbo. Wow, still makes a great impression on me. Amazing output for that size. E07 X Pro XPL High 5000K Max Ramp Turbo. E07 XPL High 4000K Turbo mode. Wow, amazing outputs for such a compact flashlight. A legend in the industry, but still getting hot pretty easily and too quickly, in my opinion. 15 seconds and the turbo is gone. But wait, Fireflies did an improvement, right? E07 X Pro, different optics, XPL High 5000K, more throwy beam, more focus hotspot, and over a minute in turbo mode. That's amazing. This flashlight is a miracle. Wow, very nice. E12R for comparison. Samsung LH351D, much more floody beam, almost no hotspot visible. Comparable output in terms of lumens. Warmer tint, definitely. And shorter turbo runtime, also. Once again, E07 X Pro. This is the max ramp, default mode, and now the turbo mode. Definitely more throwy beam, but also some light at sides, as you can see. Also in front of me. Very useful beam pattern. Perfect combination, in my opinion. The optic swap was worth the fuss. Even at top ramp, it still gives you pretty good distance and reasonable amount of light. Very nice. Well, I'm so excited about this flashlight that I could talk for ages about this one. Oh god, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed about the improvements Fireflies finally made in this iconic design flashlight. I really like the original E07, but the hot rod design and the lack of regulation was the main issue here. But yeah, it was pretty compact. 21700 cell with hot rod performance, extremely powerful. The turbo mode just blew you out of your shoes instantly once you turn it on. And the effect is actually preserved in the newer one, but we get an excellent improved design, improved thermal regulation, vastly improved. We've got more throw, but still side light remains. We've got a magnet, and I believe the appearance of this flashlight is even more attractive, not to mention the practical USB-C recharging port. So guys, wow. Definitely recommend this one to you. I couldn't detect any issues apart from Samsung 50E appearing there weirdly on the top ramp, and a little bit maybe visible flickering to some of you on the lowest modes, but these are the bug drivers, drawbacks, so bear this in mind. Apart from that, the flashlight is excellent, and I highly recommend to you in any circumstances as a little bit larger EDC or a backpack flashlight for a weekend. Definitely good choice, guys. I would definitely like to see XPL high 4000K emitters in this flashlight, as I've got them here, but unfortunately they are unavailable right now. Enjoy the video, please leave a comment, click the like button, hit the subscribe button because more videos are on the way. Stay safe, guys, and I hope you like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.